Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Right now, I'm on my way to the Mumbai Airport as I'm traveling to Hyderabad. My flight is departing from Terminal 1, so I thought of sharing my experience of the same. Terminal 1 is primarily for domestic flights, while Terminal 2 handles both domestic and international flights. I have previously uploaded a video on Terminal 2 as well, so you can check that out in case you haven't. The airport is buzzing with travelers, and the process is smooth but requires some patience. After checking in my luggage, I make my way through security, ensuring all the usual protocols are followed. With my boarding pass in hand and my bags sorted, I'm all set to explore the terminal. I also went to the airport lounge to have a light morning breakfast, and while there are two lounges in T1, I chose this one as it was closer to my boarding gate. I have put up all the details including location and access options, so feel free to pause the video and check out if you're planning a visit. Now let's take a look at the meal being served. That started with delicious mix of South Indian and Maharashtrian dishes. Then came the English breakfast section with baked beans, toast, scrambled eggs and sausages. And to wrap it all up, there was a fresh fruit section with a colorful mix of seasonal fruits. This is the waiting area view, and since I still had time to board the plane, I decided to stroll around the terminal and check out a few shops. From travel essentials and books to snacks and souvenirs, there was quite a variety of shops to browse through. Finally, the boarding call was made and the airport bus arrived to take us to the aircraft. Unlike Terminal 2, where aero bridges are common, Terminal 1 usually relies more on bus services for boarding. For this trip, I flew to Hyderabad with IndiGo on their Airbus A320. And here's how it looks from the inside. Pretty standard with clean seats and that classic 3x3 seat layout. This round-trip flight cost me around Rs 5,000, which I would say is quite reasonable, as depending on the time of booking, travel dates and how early you plan, typically the ticket price on this route can range anywhere from Rs 4,000 to 8,000. At first I thought there was something wrong with the window as it looked all hazy and unclear, but then I realized it wasn't the window, it was actually the pollution outside that was making everything look super foggy. Kind of crazy how thick the smog can get sometimes, especially over the big cities. Anyways, after a few minutes of takeoff, the meal service began, and since I was on a corporate ticket, I got a complimentary meal, so I chose a sandwich and a beverage. The flight duration was around 1.5 hours, which was pretty quick and smooth overall. After cruising above the clouds for a bit, it was finally time to descend into Hyderabad. Here's a look at the landing, which is always my favorite part when you get those first glimpses of the city from above. And now I have officially arrived in the city of pearls. Well, this is called Rajiv Gandhi International Airport in Hyderabad, and the first thing I noticed was how calm and less crowded it was compared to Mumbai Airport. The airport itself was really clean, well organized and had a modern vibe to it. As I exited the airport, I noticed there were quite a few shops and eateries around, perfect if you want to grab a quick bite or pick up some sweets on your way out. After that, I headed to the Uber pickup zone to book my cab. The system here works a bit differently compared to other airports. Instead of a cab being assigned to you that comes to your spot, there's a queue of cabs already waiting outside. You just walk up to the first one in the line, show your booking and hop in. Since the airport is located on the outskirts of Hyderabad, about 30 to 35 kilometers from the main city, it usually takes around an hour to reach central areas like Banjara Hills or Hi-Tech City. Depending on the type of cab you choose, the fare can range anywhere from Rs 600 to Rs 1000, and the final fare includes the airport parking fee and the toll charges, so don't pay anything extra. Later that same evening around 4 p.m. we headed out to visit the iconic Golconda Fort. It's located on the western side of Hyderabad and takes roughly 30 minutes to reach from the city center and is easily accessible by public transport. This fort isn't just another historical monument. It's a place full of stories, power and legacy where the legendary Kohinoor diamond was mined. Since mornings in Hyderabad can get pretty warm, I personally feel the best time to visit Golconda Fort is in the evening. Not only is the weather more pleasant for walking around and climbing up the fort, but you will also get the added bonus of experiencing the light and sound show that happens after sunset. here's some useful information about the entry fee, fort timings, and the light and sound show. Feel free to pause the video and take a look if you're planning a visit. This will definitely come in handy. If you really want to make the most of your visit to Golconda Fort, I would highly recommend hiring a guide. They are available right at the entrance and usually charge around Rs 600 for a 1-hour tour and Rs 1000 for a 2-hour. Without their stories, you are just looking at ancient rocks and ruins. A small price for a journey back in time. Did you know the name Golconda has a poetic origin? In Telugu, it comes from the word Golconda, meaning shepherd's hill. Legend says a shepherd boy first discovered a sacred idol here, and over time, this humble hill transformed into a mighty fort that shaped empires. Right after entering, you will notice a massive screen wall on the left, which was strategically placed opposite to the grand Balahisar gate, which is the fort's only entrance. It was cleverly built opposite the entrance to hide it from the enemies during attacks. The gate is 18 feet tall and the archways are designed in a typical Indo-Islamic style with detailed carvings and Persian inscriptions. Next up, we entered the clapping portico built with an Iranian architectural influence. Since telephones didn't exist back then to alert the king during enemy attacks, so the guard used to clap his hands at the entrance as a warning system back in the day, and the sound traveled all the way to the hilltop pavilion, which is almost a kilometer away. We started exploring the fort in an anti-clockwise direction, which is the usual path most visitors take. To reach the very top, you will need to climb around 365 steps, and it's a bit of a workout, but totally worth it for the views and the history you uncover along the way. If you are enjoying this video and would like to see more, then please do subscribe to my channel. After the entrance of Golconda Fort, you will find the Nagina Garden. This beautifully laid out garden once served as a private royal retreat. But what makes it even more fascinating is its connection to the legendary diamond trade of Golconda. It's believed that the world-famous Kohinoor diamond, along with many other priceless gems, was stored and traded around this area. In fact, during its peak, Golconda was one of the richest diamond markets in the world, attracting traders from all across the globe. Unlike most structures built from the ground to up, the Golconda Fort was constructed from top to bottom. It started at the hilltop and gradually expanded downward. The fort was originally built in the 12th century by the Kakatiya dynasty and took over 60 years to complete. With every step, the cityscape stretches wider, revealing a patchwork of ancient minarets and modern skyscrapers. But save your wows, we are going all the way to the hilltop where the ultimate 360-degree panorama view awaits. One of the most impressive features of Golconda Fort is its brilliant rainwater harvesting system. The fort has a series of tanks and channels that could store enough water to last through a year-long siege. It's amazing how advanced and self-sufficient the architecture was even centuries ago. One of the lesser known yet fascinating spots inside Golconda Fort is the Ramdas prison. Under the Qutub Shahi dynasty, there used to be a tax collector named Ramdas who used to collect tax and deposit in the treasury. He was deeply devoted to Lord Rama and used a portion of the royal treasury to construct the famous Bhadrachalam temple, which is 300 kilometers away from the fort, without seeking permission from the king. When the king found out, Ramdas was arrested and imprisoned right here in this very chamber for 12 years. What makes this prison truly special are the carvings on its walls. Ramdas, in his devotion and despair, carved images of Lord Rama, Lakshmana and Hanuman onto the stone walls of the cell. These carvings still remain today, serving as a timeless reminder of his faith. Next, we saw Golconda's ancient granary known as Ambar Khana that could stockpile 3 years' worth of food for 5,000 people. Though parts of Golconda Fort have eroded over time, you can still feel how grand it must have been in its prime. Inside the fort, there's also the Mosque of Ibrahim, who was the fourth ruler. Though it's no longer in use for prayer, but back in the day, due to its strategic position, while the royals prayed here, they could also keep a watchful eye on their kingdom below. The structure still stands with its elegant arches and domes, showcasing the blend of Persian and Deccan architectural styles. Some more stairs led us to the Mahan Kali rock temple dedicated to goddess Kali. Visitors to the Kali temple can witness the traditional Hindu rituals and ceremonies that take place here. The temple priests perform daily puja and offer special prayers on auspicious occasions and festivals. We finally got to the Royal Court, also called as the Darbar Hall. It's the highest point in the entire fort and offers a breathtaking panoramic view of the surrounding plains and cityscape. Inside the Darbar Hall, the stairs lead you up to the terrace from where you can enjoy the 360-degree view of the city. While it's impressive any time of the day, but most visitors come for sunset when the fading light paints the Deccan plains in golden hues. You can also view the twin cities from here, that is Hyderabad and Secunderabad. Ever wondered how Hyderabad got its name? The story goes back to 1591 when Sultan Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah, the fifth ruler of Qutub Shahi dynasty, fell head over heels for a Hindu dancer named Bhagyavati. He named the city Bhagyanagar in her honor. But when she converted to Islam and took the name Haidar Mahal during marriage, the Sultan renamed the entire city to Hyderabad. After spending some time at the top, we started making our way down the steep stairs on the other side of the hill. We passed by the pavilion and headed towards the palace complex where the impressive Rani Mahal or the Queen's Palace is located. The Rani Mahal or the Queen's Palace was once the private residence of the royal women. Although much of it is now in ruins, you can still see the outlines of what must have been a beautiful and luxurious space. Just beside that is the Taramati Mosque that was built for Taramati, a renowned singer and dancer in the Qutub Shahi court. Right in front of it, there's a lovely garden area where you can just sit and relax after climbing up and down those rocky stairs. One of the most exciting features of the Golconda Fort is its light and sound show, which takes place in the fort's central area where the audience is seated in an open-air amphitheater. And that wraps up our amazing visit to the historic Golconda Fort. It's truly a place where every corner has a story to tell. If you have enjoyed exploring with me so far, make sure to stick around because up next, I will quickly show you how you can book your tickets for Golconda Fort online. So keep watching till the end. Booking your tickets online for Golconda Fort is super easy. Just head over to the official website of Heritage Monuments of India. From there, choose the city name as Hyderabad from the given options. Then once you select that, come to the monument section and select Golconda Fort from the list. Next, you will be given an option to choose your preferred date and time. So, for example, I am selecting the date as 16th April. So next, it will ask me to select the slot that is forenoon or afternoon. If you select forenoon, then it will show that the ticket is valid up to 12 pm and below that it shows the number of available tickets. Or if you select the afternoon slot, then the ticket is valid from 12 pm to 6 pm. Then once you have made your selection, click on the proceed arrow at the right hand top, which will redirect you to enter some basic details starting with your nationality. Here I am selecting Indian as my nationality. Then select the number of person who will be visiting. Please note that you can select more than one person for group booking. You also get the option to add a child if you want, though no entry fee is charged. Then enter your email ID in which you wish to receive the ticket confirmation. Then come to the user details section and enter your name. Once done with that, from the drop-down menu, select any one of the identity document. Suppose you select passport as your document, then it will ask you to enter the ID number of it. In the summary, you can check the ticket price and proceed to make the payment online. It's quick, hassle-free and also helps you skip the long queues at the entrance. And that's a wrap on our today's adventure. If you enjoyed this journey through Hyderabad's legendary past, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out and keeps me motivated to bring you more travel stories on your way. I'll be sharing more of Hyderabad's hidden gems in upcoming videos. See you in the next one. Thank you.